Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Videl stage, there we go, of the Heart-Pounding Heroine event. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Let's talk about the mechanics because it's very important. This fight can be a lot easier or it can be a lot harder. You face Videl, who has 150 million health, 520,000 attack, defense, etc. Or you can face her and Great Sandman, and the two of them do more damage and also are buffed, and also you can't debuff them. So a very important thing about Int Videl is you can lower her attack, you can stun her, you can seal her, you can pretty much do whatever you want. The kicker is how you prevent Videl from turning into Great Sandman and Videl is by performing unarmed super attacks. So for people that don't know, those are the super attacks that have the little red fist on them. Whenever you're building a team or a unit, if you see a little red fist icon next to their attack, that's unarmed. If that's not there, it won't count. It has to have that. So if you don't see that, or you see a green sword, or you see a key blast, then that is not an unarmed super attack. So you need to do 5 every turn. So you have to do 5 super attacks every turn, which in theory doesn't sound terrible, but it means that on average you need to have 2 of your units guarantee super twice. Now, obviously we also have the mission to use Pepe Gal's units. That's the main reason we're completing the stage. We're going to use 4 Pepe Gal's units. So to do this, I found 4 units crucial. You can do maybe another variation of this team. We'll talk about that just now. But basically, the strength Videls, very important as leads. Videl has a guaranteed additional super attack in the first or second turn. So in the first or second position. So having her, even just having 2 of her on rotation, guarantees you 4 of those 5 super attacks. The other rotation for me that I found really effective was the physical Ribrianne and the tech LR Ribrianne and trio. This combination worked very nicely because the tech trio can really fire up to like 4 in a turn, but generally they will get you there 2. And physical Ribrianne, as long as you get 3 rainbow orbs, gets you 2, which means you only need 1 from your floater. I then just floated units that either stunned or did attack down. This physical Chi-Chi was also a really awesome unit to use here. She had a ton of super attacks when she gets going, because she does guaranteed 1 every 5th attack. She debuffed and she stunned, so she was very useful as well. The other unit I used was a free-to-play Android 18, who also really helped because she also had an unarmed super attack, but she attack lowered and also had a chance to stun as well. Basically, the strategy was to use Whis early on, have Videl pair up with physical Chi-Chi or the other Videl, have them as one rotation, and then have the Ribriannes as the other rotation, and then just pray. There were a lot of times where I would just miss a super attack, especially early on, because you need like physical Ribrianne. She gets a guaranteed 1 later on, so there's the tech one. You want Videl obviously to build up damage. So early on there were times where I would just miss it. One that is also very frustrating is when Ribrianne turns into a giant form. This is also super irritating. You can replace the Ribrianne rotation if you have AGL Android 21. So AGL Android 21 is really good. She has a lot of built-in additionals. You can pair her up with, say for example, either Videl, or you can pair her up with literally whoever else does multiple additional attacks. It's a little bit more RNG because there's no like guaranteed supers and stuff like that. A lot of it's like 70% chance or whatever. But she is good from that perspective. So if you have the AGL Android 21, you can use her instead of the tech Ribrianne, and then you can just replace the physical one. You could use the Int Android 21 free to play. I tried that, it almost worked, but it just felt very inconsistent. Android 21 either like popped off and almost cleared the super attack requirements on her own, or just then only did 1. It was just very inconsistent and not great. So there was that, difficulty with it. All in all, it took me quite a few attempts. It took me around 10 attempts. I did find though I preferred doing that than trying to deal with the second phase. The second phase is just very obnoxious. It's hard. There's 2 units. They have a lot more health. They hit harder. Great Sandman hits harder. They both can fire supers. You're dealing with 2 typings. Videl is buffed whenever Great Sandman is next to her, giving her 20% attack up and attack down. She cannot be stunned. She cannot be sealed. Only Great Sandman can. Yeah, it just the second, like, I rather just retried this like more times and just made it work, basically. The Great Sandman 1 and 2 were pretty cool, just to kind of float around. They provided sealing as well, but you could also replace them. As long as you've got someone that does additionals and does unarmed super attacks, like most of the time, throw them in there, especially if they're going to help you out. I even thought of trying the physical topper, like because of Defenders of Justice and that, so get a bit freaky with it. But yeah, bye.